Hello everybody, welcome back to Nimble Minds. Today we're going to do activity 4, so please make sure you're in the right place in your portfolio. Before we begin, we're going to talk about the sub-skills in our activities today. The first sub-skill is going to be ideational fluency, which of course, as you know, is just coming up with as many ideas as possible, as quickly as possible, kind of like brainstorming. And our second sub-skill is going to be making connections, which is the foundational creative thinking skill. Okay, when we're being creative, sometimes our brain likes to take its time and think a little bit slowly and just kind of let things happen, kind of in our alpha, almost our sleepy state, just kind of daydreaming. And then there are other occasions when a little bit of time pressure can help our brains forget to worry about being wrong. Remember, we're always worried about being wrong in school. But sometimes it's best, don't even think about that. So don't let your brain have a chance to think about being wrong. Now, some people call that getting or being in the zone. When you focus so intently on one task that you forget about just about anything that's happening. You forget that the world exists. I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, time flies when you're having fun. Well, we can just as easily say, time flies when you're in the zone. Everything falls into place. All the connections in your head are in sync. When that happens, look out, because the ideas will just start tumbling out of your head, and it's a really good feeling. Now, by practicing certain types of activity, we can get in the zone more often. So let's begin. Let's get into the warm-up activity. I'm going to end this video right now, and I'll pick you up in just a few seconds in the screencast. See you soon. Let's begin the warm-up activity. Instructions. Use your stopwatch on your smartphone. In the spaces below, as fast as you can, write the first 15 words that come to your mind when you think of the word creativity. Record your time at the end. I'll give you 1 minute, but hopefully you'll finish beforehand, so please be sure and write that time at the end. And don't forget to start your stopwatch. Ready? Begin. Okay, a minute is up. Please write your time in the space. And as I mentioned at the beginning, in the video, we just practice ideational fluency, getting as many ideas out there as we can in the short amount of time. Okay, now let's move on to the main activity. Your brain is always making connections, sometimes without even thinking about it, other times intentionally. And when your brain makes connections intentionally, it kind of stretches your neural network. It stretches the connections between the neurons, and it helps it grow. The more connections within your brain, or the more connections your brain makes, the more potential your brain has for creativity. Let's go on to the activity now. Instructions. Above, in the warm-up activity, you made a list of 15 words. Now look at the last 5 words on your list. Write them in the spaces below, next to the word word. Then explain a possible connection for each of those words to the concept creativity. So try to go through your thinking process and explain what each of those words means in relation to the word creativity. Okay? You have 5 minutes. Please begin. Okay, time is up. I just wanted to end our activity by giving you a little hint or a little tip. And you've probably already experienced this when you're thinking and coming up with new ideas and creating stuff. But if you finish a task, even if you're like working on a test, but here in our activities, if you're finishing a task or an activity, if you just don't kind of close your mind to the activity if the time is not finished. You can just continue and let your mind wander, and eventually, almost all the time, new ideas will come. They'll just kind of percolate. They'll come out of nowhere. So whenever you're finishing a task for us in Nimble Minds, just keep thinking and new ideas will come. Hope you enjoyed our activity today, and I look forward to seeing you again on Activity 5. See you later.